Hey there, good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So, we're here to do this series episode. This is number 6 of the series that we're running for the month of March. Month of April, not March. Month of April, which is my 30 favorite bands with a prog element to their music. And how we're doing this is instead of putting them in the order of how much I like them, this is more of how much prog influence they have. And so the ones that we're doing early on will have less prog influence than the ones we do later on. That's just subjective. This is my opinion. Some people may not see the elements of prog in some of the bands I've picked. Others may see only the prog elements, and that's been pretty much the way it always has been for me. It's very difficult to classify bands who have prog music in their music. But I don't think of this band. And today I'm going to surprise you. We're doing Black Sabbath. Some people will not see the prog elements in Black Sabbath at all. For most people, Black Sabbath is a heavy metal, hard rock, heavy metal, heavy blues band. And all three of those elements are dominant in Black Sabbath. Especially the hard rock, heavy metal elements later in their career after Ozzy leaves. But early on in their career, albums like Paranoid, Volume 4, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, this one maybe have the most prog elements to their music. This album is actually very different from a lot of Sabbath albums. Yes, you have Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and Killing Yourself to Live, which are absolutely hard rock, heavy metal tracks for sure. But then you have stuff like National Acrobat, Fluff, Sabracadabra, Looking for Today, Who Are You, and Spiral Architect. All these songs have a lot of different prog elements to them. And that makes this maybe the most progressive Sabbath album. Lots of different sounds on here. And yeah, I think it's just proliferated with a lot of progressive stuff. Now, the other two that I brought out, we'll go with Volume 4 first. Yeah, you've got Under the Sun, Every Day Comes and Goes, Laguna Sunrise, Snowblind, and you got that little bit FX, Wheels of Confusion, The Straightener. These songs all have little bits of prog in them. This album's not nearly as proggy as the previous one. This one is probably a little bit closer to Master of Reality, which I think has some prog but very little in it. And you've got this album, which has a lot of blues, hard rock elements to it, but also War Pigs, the way they structured it, Iron Man, the way they structured that. Lots of kind of progressive elements to their music here. Planet Caravan and Electric Funeral, which I consider to be very kind of psychedelic, also have a little bit of proggy influence to their music as well. So this one has some prog on it, I'd say maybe 5 or 10%. This one maybe a little bit less. This one has quite a bit more. And then some of their later stuff from Technical Ecstasy has a little bit of a pop element, but also has a little bit of a prog element to it. It wasn't until they got to Dio that they became much more metal sounding, but also a little bit of prog in those albums as well. So Black Sabbath is the band we're doing today. I actually had another band in this spot and decided that I knew more about Sabbath, so I wanted to give them. Yeah, I originally had taken them out saying there's not enough prog there, but I think there was enough to talk about them anyway. So Black Sabbath coming here on day number 6 of my 30 favorite rock bands with a prog element in their music. I hope you've liked this. Hit the like and subscribe. And if you want, you make comments about Black Sabbath or about this series, or if you want to put your own prog band in there or a band with prog influence, you can do that as well. And hopefully we'll get to see you all tomorrow for another episode. And we will see you then. Take care and have yourself a good evening and a good day, and goodbye.